Love the Leona Kai'Sa lane. It is such a powerful kill lane because every single tick of the sunlight can be procced by the Acathian Rain. You can get multiple procs with just one ability landing from Kai'Sa, and the burst damage is absolutely insane.
We'll have to wait and see how it fares out for both these teams. Going to jump straight in onto the Rift. JDG looking to keep their playoff hopes alive and turn around what has been a bit of a slump for them in recent days, whereas LGD, as of right now, playing for pride. They are unfortunately out of playoffs, but we've seen now improvements. We've seen in teams that have no real right challenging other teams in playoffs, being able to challenge them, put forward their best foot, and gotta say, LGD are no pushovers. There's no third chant. Oh, there was. I don't know what that one was.
Probably going for OMG. That's the typical one these days. LGD, they're known as the family of optimists. So no matter what the situation is, they always try to put on a good performance here. And today we're actually going to see PYL in the support position. Typically we have seen a split between him and RD. And he's going to be on his favorite Tahm Kench. I'm not actually sure they were spotted. There were no pings going down.
So. No spot on this move here. They are going to try to put down some wards just to make sure they're not getting caught out. And I like that move here from the side of LGD, getting sneaky with their pathing. They will spot out this, however, and they will now know that that invade did happen, so expect some vertical jungling coming in.
And this always puts the enemy bot lane in a difficult position. Do you continue to push up with the minion lead you already have, or do you try to play safe against the potential level 2 gank? I think against an Olaf and when you're a Leona level 1, you probably have to pay some respect. So this is a strong move, and also with the fear instilled into the enemy bot lane, it will allow them to equalize on that minion disadvantage.
Let's talk a little bit as well about JDG. They're kind of the rise and fall, coming into spring, making it all the way to the LPL finals. Obviously, of course, losing that to IG, but they just haven't looked like the same explosive team that we came to know and love from that split. And I'm just very curious as to what happened. Where did it all go wrong?
I would say from that playoffs.
Yeah.
Now, there's a couple things that seem very different for JD Gaming, but we might have to postpone that discussion.
He has smites, and he's going to use it. So I was going to say Flawless does not, but Flawless does not get caught out either. He thinks he might be at the Raptors, but no, not going to find anything. So a triple buff start there for badeMan. But Flawless is here, and Flawless was not spotted out, so they don't really have an idea that he's here. Flash body slam. They're going to jump straight in with the Jace to the skies. First blood, JDG.
Gotta love that determination, and this has been one of Yagao's best champion. He just seems at home when you give him something that can poke with earlier on.
Garvey. A lot of positives about this guy. Definitely looking like a pretty good addition to the LGD lineup. And right now you can see they are just kind of mixing and mashing a lot of different compositions together, seeing who fits with who. And it's a perfect time to do it. We talked about it with VG Gaming as well. It's all about getting, the experimentation out of the way now, getting some competitive, sea legs, if you will.
Oh, I think he's here to stay.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's definitely played well enough to warrant it. Let's see.
I think Garvey is one of those situations where it isn't really someone just being tested out at the end of the split when it's pretty much over. I think Garvey's actually just like, okay, this guy's the real deal. It's time. Put him in. Because currently his stats in terms of gold difference and CS difference at 15 are the highest in the LPL. They're even higher than the Shy, and he's had a solo kill every single game he's played so far. It's been absolutely dominant for him in the top side.
Oh, Spell Shield and the Tahm Kench Devour use. Flash in, Ignite use, flash in, flash in. Everyone just flashing everywhere they can, but a good Boomerang Blade turns this back down onto Imp. He could get the stun now as well. There's the Grey Health. He's trying to find the Tongue Lash. But they do some great body blocking there with the Leona. Imp fights another day, but very, very close. All summoners blown on the bot side.
Yeah, and Leona is one of those champions you just don't see that much in competitive. Very risky if she is not dominant in lane. And a lot of times LvMao is able to catch out enemy supports with that all-in. Just coming in on the level 3. But fortunately for LGD and PYL, he does slow down Imp. Imp, even though he flashed in, I believe the W was body blocked there, and he couldn't find the finishing touches onto Kramer.
Now Zoom gonna feel the wrath of this Akali, who has not got 6 as of yet, but good shurikens, good 5-point strikes means that Zoom gonna have to pay respect to the small Korean pop lady.
I was like, oh, why is he calling Garvey a small Korean pop lady?
Does he know something? Did he do some research? Did he have a dark past? It'd be great if you found out like some players are like ex-pop stars and they just have to be really, really good at League of Legends.
I wonder how you choose your career that way. But Garvey's actually putting Zoom in a very difficult position. Zoom's already a little bit low health, and Garvey should have the EXP lead. Actually, they're very close. And okay, so Zoom does tick 6 before Garvey does.
Good. Garvey does get his. However, Zoom picks up 2 nice hits of his Q. And now Flawless is here to try and shore up any differences between the two players, as Garvey going to be forced back, realizes that he probably doesn't want to get caught out here, but the wave is pushing it in his favor, so, or against him, I should say.
And Garvey is one of the youngest players in the LPL, just turned 17 in January, so welcome to the party, I should say. And what we've seen from him is some very good Jax play, some very good top lane Akali as well, and he just seems to be a very top lane very carry-oriented player.
Oh,
stolen! My God.
Stolen with the W, and now the fight can ensue. PYL is in trouble, and PYL is taken down. There are 4 people here for JDG, but can they find the kills to keep this going? Garvey has got the perfect execution available to him. He goes in, tries to take out Zoom. He will be able to finish him off straight away. Lilu trying to maybe get away from this one here, but it's such a scrappy fight. Gets 2 as Garvey's still going strong. He has to flash away. Kramer goes off on the backside. And maybe a little bit too much there for Imp, as Flawless now potentially going down as well. They're able to get the extra little bit of help there for badeMan. Doesn't matter though, as he ends up being taken down by Yagao. 4 for 3, excuse me, but the Dragon went over to the side of JDG.
And that was good enough for Imp. You can see the kill distribution very favoring Yagao as he picks up 2 on the back end of that. But in the meantime, Garvey is going to be punishing Zoom further in this matchup on the top side. I would say it's small win for JD Gaming. Not by much, but a small win.
He smites so early. You can see the panic.
Ooh, 5
HP. That's just unfortunate from badeMan, the newcomer coming into this roster. And overall, looks okay for the side of JDG, but just can't find an exit strategy.
Yeah, this is a really good pincer later on coming in from LGD. You see the double stun here, and Imp cannot fully commit to either side of the fight. He's caught between the multiple members here. Yuuki body blocking, getting some damage, and allowing Kramer to put the finishing touches onto the person that stole their Infernal Drake. A lot of prejudice there ensuing, but Yagao still able to clean up and do his job here. So it turns out to be a very, very even fight, and I think it just, I think overall, like, the fight does favor JD Gaming just a bit more. I like the fact that Jace being able to take priority over the mid lane. I think that's going to be a little bit more impactful, and it's just such a concentrated amount of gold as well for him.
Is that LvMao or LvMao?
So there is no court. We'll wait until this fight stops before we do the Mandarin lesson.
It's all right.
There actually isn't a correlating sound in just normal American English. So it's LvMao.
LvMao.
Yeah, which basically means green hair.
Oh, does he have green hair?
He only dyed it red once, but he says he might consider going back to green. It is in his ID after all.
Surprised that I'm sure he's been told many times, like, you know, in English your name means LvMao effectively.
Oh yeah, JD Gaming, they even responded to our Twitter on that, you know. It's like, oh well, maybe Gucci Mao is a better name.
You see now JD Gaming having a slight advantage with the Dragon, but gold lead does go in favor of LGD. They do, however, have a much more proactive early game team with the Olaf and Karma. We'll see exactly how this wants to be turned around there for the side of LGD. Next Dragon will be the Mountain. And again, more and more pressure mounting up for JDG, because A lot of pressure, a lot of expectations are coming in as Garvey drops down the Shroud, and that's going to be a big cooldown down. And good roams here from Yagao, making sure that he's not just influencing his own lane, making sure he puts those kills and golds to good use.
And I like the way that he's roaming away from this one. He cannot contest Yuuki and badeMan in the jungle whatsoever. Like, Karma Olaf is just so oppressive, especially against Jace. You can't even knock the Olaf back. So as soon as he sees Karma leaves lane, he goes into the opposite direction. At least is able to have some influence on the map and cancel out most of what LGD has been looking for. And we're going to be seeing a little bit more of this take. It seems to be completely uncontested. Great timing for JD Gaming.
Well, they have got vision on it now, but it could be a little bit too little, too late. Down to about 1,000 HP. badeMan is there, but Smite securing it there for Flawless. And overall, JD Gaming taking most of the advantages in this early game, using this Gragas to good use.
And we were talking about earlier on, like, what was the difference between JD Gaming when they were on fire and on top of the world, and what is it now? And I have to say there's a lot of points on the map that were not performing particularly well compared to their previous form. You look at the jungle, JD Gaming are still swapping between Kanavi and Flawless, even as late as the previous set. So that position has just never been nailed down this entire split. Flawless has had some very up and down performances, and to be honest, so has Kanavi. Then you go to the top lane. I think this is a bit of a downwards stretch for Zoom. I don't think he was as dominant as he was in the previous splits. A lot of newcomer talent has been there to challenge. You know, Natural's been up there, and now he's going up against Garvey. 369 had his day against JD Gaming as well. So Zoom seems to have found a much more difficult pool of players to challenge him. And as I say that, he finds himself a great trade against Garvey.
Yeah, Garvey not feeling super comfortable in this laning phase at the moment. The Mountain Drake going to be started up by LGD. It's the second time they started up a Drake. Good poke there. Mantra Q going to land on the Flawless, so he's already taken a little bit of damage. Can there be another W steal from Imp? That is the question. They jump straight onto LvMao. So they jump straight onto this. Dragon's going to be at 1,000 HP, so no one going to die, but Killer Instinct going to find Imp a kill. Gragas has gone down, though, so both junglers have been traded. Supportal combat. Get back here as they look to try and go back in on top of it. PYL plays it perfectly, though. Gets the grey health and keeps himself alive. There's the flash in from Yuuki. Not sure I agree with that one, but the Boomerang Blade and the Tether going to land. Kramer finds a kill. Kramer going to look for another one. Double kill for the side of LGD, and they're going to go back to the Dragon.
Are you sure now? Yuuki, that was amazing calculation. He actually dodged out on the counter damage coming in from Jace with the perfect timing and was still able to get the lockdown. So all within Yuuki's mind. He definitely had all the damages down right there. Very well done. And LGD, they get revenge for the previous Drake steal. Just looking at the setup for this fight, it is JD Gaming that are a bit late to the party and have to come in on both sides, but a great start here. Imp actually does find the follow-up, but has to flash away from it. LvMao gets slightly outplayed here, and it really does come down to this flash in from Yuuki. This was really insane. Like, you thought the damage burst potential was going to be able to take him down. He dodges out on it, is able to come back up, shields Kramer from Jace, and then they finish off both kills.
Another Infernal going to be the next spawning as well, as Rift Herald was dropped down into that top side. Couple of bits of gold going over to the side of Imp and LvMao. As we see now, Gragas in this mid lane looking for Yuuki, who used that flash with Zoom as well. They're going to be able to burst him down. Zoom picks himself up a kill. Clean work from JDG.
And not much you could really do right there. It wasn't even needed for the Predator. Just straight up engage with the flash. And it is going to open up LGD to be taking a little bit of damage in the mid lane. But overall, they are still in a very strong position. Their bot lane for now, or now their top side, is pretty much impervious to being taken out by the opposition now. 4-0-4 on Kramer. This is going to be a sore point for JD Gaming. It is very susceptible to the ganks because you have so much crowd control coming in from Leona. So I do expect a lot of attention to be heading towards this lane. You can see badeMan probably making his trek up there as well. And PYL just dropping more wards, making sure that this bounty stays on top of Kramer.
4:04, the Sivir getting a lot of the gold in this early game skirmishes. Nearly a kill a minute at this stage in the game as well, as LGD have been forcing JDG to fight them at the Dragons, and Yagao taking another big chunk there from the Mantra Q. Yuuki still at that strong point where Karma is does considerable amounts of damage.
Yep, and you have to remember this game, JD Gaming did first pick Jace, so it was no secret whatsoever. It was like, oh, we're just putting this on Yagao. So I love the LGD reaction to this. Olaf plus Karma is such a massive kill lane against Jace. This Jace can basically never leave lane when Karma is hanging around his lane. He's going to get shoved in, and the kill threat is so high. We've seen Jaces being dived by this combination very easily. You just can't get the knockback on anyone. And taking a look at the gold right now, I think the main one to pay attention to is the bottom side, which surprisingly only 600 gold behind.
Yeah, picking up those plates definitely shored up the difference a little bit from that top lane Rift usage. As we see now exactly what either side wants to do. Next objective not for another 2 minutes. It is going to be the second Infernal Drake of the game. You'd imagine LGD are going to want to try and take that one back as they feel maybe they should have taken the first one before it went down to 5 HP. And so far, so good for LGD. They're not playing too poorly. However, they need to be careful that the longer this game goes on, the more powerful this Jace, Kai'Sa, Aatrox triple threat combo becomes. They've got the Sivir, but the Sivir can only do so much, as we saw in our last series.
And you have to remember, Jace actually got buffed in the late game compared to previous patches. His damage just went up. His Shock Blast got a bit of, I believe, like 20 extra damage and then a bit of AD ratio as well. So he definitely doesn't fall off as hard as he does before. You can't look at Jace and just go, oh, that's an early game composition. Is really the case.
PYL going to find Flawless and Yagao, as they are looking to try and steal away these Raptors, yeah, capitalizing. And overall, looks like LGD are the first ones to try and rotate onto this dragon, try and establish control around it. It's still a minute off, so a little early, but have got waves pushing pretty much in all 3 lanes.
And JD Gaming have a composition where they can sort of wait as LGD set up position. They're not too worried about the position being taken because they have a lot of poke on them. Jace just throwing things as LGD does the Drake is a large threat. So I expect JD Gaming to actually play this one quite slow. Just take over mid lane priority. You can transition whenever you want to. And for LGD to try to sell it a bit more as they're doing right now.
Kramer, though, is a little bit low on mana, so should a fight break out, he is only sitting on about a 6th or 7th of his actual mana. Oof. So definitely needs to try and maybe go back and pick that one up beforehand. They are going to send Yagao with no teleport to the top side. So it looks like the side of JDG just going to be happy with taking the first turret of the game, conceding this Infernal. It'll just equal up to the one they have themselves. And LGD need to try and find a response to that as well. As you can see, the full vision and control going towards that top side. JDG just completely giving this one up.
Yeah, and it looks like JD Gaming, they will try for some sort of a flank here. They really need to defend that mid lane tower. Tower for Drake, okay, that's a fine deal, but if mid goes down, then terrible deal.
Yeah, Kramer just posturing. You've got that Karma shield. Zoom might be caught out a little bit. Does get hit by the undertow, gets jumped back on. Perfect execution by Garvey, used to escape as LvMao was sitting there waiting to try and escort his top laner out. Yagao still controls this top side of the jungle, but he needs to now just answer this push from LGD. Eventually realize that they're not going to go for the full committal onto that turrets and go back to stealing camps.
That was a really good move from Yagao.
Kramer flash body slam on top of him. He does get his spell shield off, but not before the side of JDG can take him down. JDG now looking to try and save Flawless. They traded 1 for 1. 2 for 1 and the red buff all over 1 buff, but they may lose bot lane turret as they did commit Zoom's teleport.
Yeah, there was a lot being thrown into there. LGD actually only had 2 people on site, so it wasn't really necessary. And looking at the map right here, this should at least allow Garvey to not only equalize, but take a lead in the CS department. Should get this tower as well.
So overall, they lose 1 extra kill, and LGD gain a turret. So overall, you would say net advantage back over to LGD, but the gold is fairly even, the turrets are even, the dragons are almost even. It's not that big of a deal at this stage in the game, but the longer this game goes on, you can feel the side of JDG just ramping up, slowly getting more and more power in these side lanes, slowly becoming more scary for LGD to come and face.
Yeah, if you look at kind of the way that these fights are going to start, I don't think LGD really have the best of initiation. They kind of run at you. Just taking a look at this play right here, not much Kramer could do. You know, ultimate does go wide, it doesn't really matter.
I love that move from Flawless as well. He threw his explosive cast near the side of the wall, saying, even if you do get to flash, and even if you do find yourself on the other side of that wall, I'm still going to kill you. And I like that little kind of small things, you know, it's like either Jace gets you or I get you, and that's just the way it is, buddy. There's no if, buts, or maybes. However, looks like the Baron has just spawned. LGD trying to just establish vision control over that. You can feel whoever gets the first mid lane turret down will just own this river the rest of the game. JDG need to be recognizing that fact and looking to try and protect that mid lane turret as much as possible.
Definitely is the case. And what I'm waiting to see is what Garvey can do with side lane pressure. Now, we've been talking up his laning phase. He's looked absolutely amazing. But in terms of team fights, still not producing what we want him to. LGD has not found a lot of success, even with his laning phase taken into account. So really want to see if Garvey can blossom into a team fight menace as well. His split pushing is super important for LG's composition. Again, they don't have the best of initiation. So what they really want to do is pull members across from JDG across the map towards their objectives, and they really need lane priority to do so. So Garvey not only needs to play very strongly against the Aatrox, he also needs to be able to play a collapse game here, and I think he's going to be tested quite well.
Yeah, he's going to try and look for it. The tower should go down with one more auto attack. There it is. Good. Devour there from PYL to keep Kramer alive. There's the on the hunt as well as the Ragnarok as Flawless has no where to go. Goes into stasis, has not got many places left for him, and he goes down. Good collapse from LGD. That could be Baron.
Yeah, unfortunate. Just stayed around too long, and even with the explosive cast, you cannot throw the Olaf off your track. And LGD looks like they've suffered a bit of damage as well. They're not actually going to be positioning that hard for the Baron itself.
And it looks like they're going to go for it. JDG know that they can push up with this. They had got vision in that one bush. So they had got the confidence to push up with it. Baron has not been started as of yet. Side of LGD is looking to try and bait this. They're going to true badeMan straight forward, but a good Sonic Blast keeps everybody at bay, keeps health bars low on the side of LGD, and JDG have now got priority into this mid lane. Here we go. There is the Xenoblade trying to jump in on top of PYL. Garvey gets himself out. PYL forced to flash away as well. They do get Yuuki back on the recall. But JDG now owning this mid lane, they are going to be the ones with the pressure and the priority.
I can't say I love that play from LGD. If you look at their arsenal after that pick, they don't have any engage. It's so easy for JD Gaming to just stay outside the pit and poke with Yagao. And it was pretty clear that the only thing LGD could do was just try to turn. It was a little bit too easy to read for JD Gaming, and they're able to just, you know, stay safe, get the poke out, and now they're going to get a maybe a Drake.
I don't know if they get this. The explosive cast does not hit badeMan, but he has to run away straight away. The Dragon does go over to the side of JD Gaming, but Garvey trying his best to try and just zone everybody away. So many low health bars. PYL is there, but Kramer gets one kill with a ricochet. Garvey gonna jump straight back in. Jumps on it soon, but gets punished straight away, and now it's all about Kramer and what he can do. He's gonna try and fight 1v1 Imp. Imp gets a double kill, but so does Kramer. Anything you can do, I can do better. Triple kill for him, but he gets taken down by Flawless. JDG pick up the fight, pick up the Dragon.
JDG going 3 for 4, and I love the way that they handled the minion waves. They delayed LGD backs and forced them consecutive objectives. This is how JD Gaming play the game. They outpace you, they drag you to different places on the map where you don't want to be there, and they use their poke to punish LGD, coming in from very obvious directions. And LGD, they really need to learn about tempo, because giving up tempo around the Baron, doing that bait, really led to this play. JD Gaming now have an additional back. They're in position. Great catch from Flawless, throwing away the back line, and the HP bars are just getting decimated by Zoom. Wow, that was the Shy-esque play that we saw at Worlds, just going in on 3 people. And I just feel bad for Garvey. It almost worked.
Honey fruit.
Oh,
the honey fruit stopped him.
Flawless actually just eat him out of midair.
Oh, Flawless able to do so much this fight. And Flawless has been playing almost flawlessly. Definitely been the deciding factor in a lot of these fights. And playing very, very good League of Legends as of this moment in time. But LGD know the Baron is on the play. They both have equal dragons. They both have equal gold. They both have equal kills. They both have equal towers almost. As we see now, there is the Ragnarok coming in. A good explosive cast means that's just jungler for jungler ultimate. But now the inside track belongs to LGD.
Yeah, it doesn't look like JD Gaming have much to do here. Are they going to do the full engage?
They're looking for it. There is the solar flare onto one. They're not able to catch out the person they wanted, though. Tom Kench will be the first one to fall in this fight. Is a big choke point as Kramer's just hitting. Kramer's just trying to ricochet on top of this one as he finally gets out. They trade 2 for 1, but Garvey's got enough damage in the tank to take it down and make it a 2 for 2. You have to take out this Akali.
Gasps going down in Hangzhou Arena. They love their new hometown hero in Garvey. Great player right there. I actually felt like LGD kind of hesitated on the play whether to just rush down the tower or to escape there, giving JD Gaming some opportunities to open up. But then LvMao felt he went a little bit too far and opened up chances for LGD.
This is risky. If they get found out for this, JDG will fall down, and I don't know if anyone... Actually, Flawless has no real HP.
Low.
He has to smite it. This is actually so risky. They could both die from this.
They're going to take it.
They're going to try and take it. They will get it. That was so risky, but high risk, high reward. They get the Baron onto 4 members of JDG.
That was pretty good. That was insane calculations. They knew they had the double Drakes. If they were just missing one of them, I think Flawless just dies on the spot. Like, there's nothing to be done there. But, man, how many teams know that you can take that Drake, that Baron just as a 2-man? That was pretty insane.
If that was in solo queue, I can guarantee you, if I was my teammate and I was the the Kaiser, I'd be like, "Are you sure we can do this?" I'd be like, "Yeah, it's grand." It's like, we can totally take this Baron as he's going down to literally sub 100 HP.
There's no lifesteal either. It was just...
That was just straight
purely,
up take, yeah.
We know we can do this just as a 2-man.
Straight up willpower from the side of JDG. And now they find themselves again with a tempo advantage, but not so much a gold lead. It's only about 1,000 at this stage of the game, not really going to mean that much. What can they do with this Baron? That is the question they're going to be answering for us. They take the first outer in the mid lane, looking for the second one in the bot lane as well. And that will be all outer turrets down for the side of LGD. Once they are taken. So the easy objectives finally going down in favor of JDG. Now what else can they do?
Well, with the Baron composition, this is actually massively detrimental to LGD. It's not just because, well, early Baron, duh, but LGD are a team that needs to collapse to actually find most of their kills. They need to be the ones outrunning you, and with this Baron buff, that's never going to happen. So effectively, LGD don't have a way to engage on JD Gaming. JD Gaming can just poke to their heart's content, and for the next 4 minutes, I don't see how LGD really find a way to answer back.
And the first of the inner is going to fall down as well, as they have got the good old cannon minions baroned up and taken some serious hits and chunks off of that turret. So we see Kramer going to be the primary wave clear. They want to try and protect this mid lane, but you got to deal with bot lane now as well, as Garvey's taking a good amount of damage onto his own person. badeMan is there to try and deter any kind of serious dive, but a 3-2 setup here from JDG and LGD is they're going to try and maybe just trying to deal with this bot side. I feel like you got to give up that tier 2 in mid lane. You can't let the inhibitors be exposed.
Yeah, LGD need to group up and find that one single engage. If they can do it on the 2-man, it would be at least a respite of some sort. And I have to say, I really like what JD Gaming are doing right here. They're keeping the explosive cask next to Zoom. So even if the 3-man comes in against the 2, it's almost impossible for them to actually find the initiation. So great calculations on the lane assignments, but wait a minute.
As you say that, the TPs came in. Not even actually TPs, they just straight up walked
voyage
around with an Abyssal Voyage. They will be able to take out Zoom. They lose a turret on the top side, but like I said, as long as they don't have the inhibitors cracked open, LGD are fine with this.
Really strong comeback here from LGD, just catching me and Zoom off guard there.
Yeah, Abyssal Voyage perfectly used there, and that's the power of Sir Thomas Kench. sets up situations that you didn't even, you swept that entire jungle. There is no LGD wards in that jungle. It doesn't matter. To bring you right in with the Abyssal Voyage.
When did he reach knighthood?
Yeah, well, that's a good question, actually, because I know it's LCK who call him Sir, and I would love to know the backstory of how he was, like, anointed. And by what faction in Runeterra?
Yeah, definitely will be something we have to check out in the updated lore.
A lot of things we gotta check out in the updated lore. There's just so much. The longer this game goes on, the longer LGD kind of find themselves at the beck and call of Kramer. What Kramer can do with Garvey on these team fights. I was going to call him Gravy for a second. I don't know why. I was like, I've been calling him Garvey this entire time.
It's fine. He has been the gravy of this team as well.
He has. He has been the
most savory bits.
The most savory bit that's just been added to an already functioning meal. Just makes that little bit better. Oh, now I want gravy.
Oh, it's really hard to find in Shanghai.
I was going to say, it does not strike me as a
there's
very
a great pie place.
traditionally...
I'll take you later.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I'm totally down for that. But we'll have to wait and see exactly how LGD move into this potential Baron fight. It's a minute and a half till that one spawns. They do see recalls coming in. They could use this as a way of catching people out.
This could be really bad.
No vision in that bush means they are able to get the Sivir out. That could have been dangerous.
Yeah, Kramer was already spotted by the sweeper, and PYL was caught on the ward backing. So, you know, Kramer really has some lucky stars out there looking for him. That was a dead Sivir if I've ever seen one.
Has the GA now, so a second chance at life if he is caught out and his team are able to respond. And that's the important thing when you get GAs on your carries, is that you need to be able to respond. Your team needs to be able to rally around you and force the enemy team away from you so you can get back up and reposition in a team fight. And against a death cap Kai'Sa, that's going to be a bit difficult. Whew.
That amount of burst damage coming in is very difficult to deal with. He does have the Hex Drinker in play, so a bit of mana there.
Magic resistance.
A magic resistance. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, I was like, you were looking at the mana mune, weren't you? But I completely agree. You're going to be able to kind of survive some level of burst from the Gragas Kai'Sa combo. 20 seconds until Baron is spawning, but looks like the side of LGD going to use this time to try and push up the mid lane. Kramer gets caught out by a W from the Kai'Sa, and they're not able to land much of the poke on either side. This is just jostling for position. The Predator has been popped now by Flawless just to keep everybody away. Garvey has got the teleport available, but no wards for him to teleport to. They've got badeMan walking in. There we go. He's going to force out the teleport straight away. badeMan goes in. They're going to land the summoner play onto nobody, but they get a good reset now with the redemption. And this is such a close one. They go in. There's the burst down, and badeMan is down. But Kramer's still alive, and they need to be careful of that one. It's a 4v5 now in favor of the side of JDG, and they jump straight down to Kramer. But Kramer lives. Kramer gets the Devourer in, and they're going to be able to get him down to GA form, as they're going to be able to say that Jace Tam Kench goes down as well. But Garvey is the carry. Garvey is the one you need to be watching for. The triple kill, maybe even the quadra kill. He goes straight into stasis, but Zoom has nowhere to go. And that's going to be a 2v1 situation. He's looking for LvMao. He's looking for him. He's trying to find him.
Did he get 4?
Not able to find it just yet. Garvey
can't dodge out.
Not able to pick up anybody. Does have the Shroud taking down so low. Not able to find it. LGD fight valiantly. They find 3 kills, but they do not find the fight. JDG come out on top.
Traded HP way too hard for the initiation to actually begin. That's how much faith they have in Garvey. Even with half the HP bars gone from badeMan, they were willing to try and just force that teleport down. Unfortunately, I felt like the counter initiation just set up JD Gaming in such a strong position. Look at this. They have a backline ward there, so they're trying to draw JD Gaming out and flank them with the Kali. JD Gaming walked a bit too far backwards, and the counter initiate is just so good. Look at Kramer's HP bar. Half health to start it. They tried to go again. Look, we've already expected the TP. Might as well fully commit, but damn, that was not a great start of the fight for LGD whatsoever. And Kramer actually gets caught across the wall, just taken down.
We're going to have to go back to that later as we do see the redemption coming down. They do use this explosive cast. It means Baron goes down over to JDG, but they do get the Leon on the backside as they're trying to just force this fight now. Killer Instinct jumped in as Yuuki's now in a little bit of trouble, but it's going to be Zoom going down as they're trying to just get more and more damage. It's a double kill. It's a triple kill. Can they get even more imps in trouble? It's going to be the quadra kill going down, and that's LGD taking the fight, and they may be able to find out the Gragas as well. So much damage. JDG take the Baron, but they lose almost everybody off the back of it.
It's 40 seconds on those cooldown timers. This is at least going to be an inhibitor, if not just the game finishing right here.
That was so well played from LGD. They forced the fight. They had to use everything on the side of JDG to just keep everyone away, and it looks like it's going to be it. LGD able to take the fight. LGD, doesn't matter if you get Baron on the side of JDG, they can take everything you want. And that's it. The ace, they're going to be able to take the game. LGD turn it around. LGD take game 1.
Wake up, Hangzhou, because your hometown team is back. What a strong finish. That was a 4v5 to start the fight. Zoom went in, they couldn't find Kramer, and he stood his ground and raised the rest of JD Gaming down.
And we can't talk about that team fight without talking about the Sivir.
Yeah, that was so insane.
Was well protected, didn't go down, and you could see in so many different situations there with Kramer, he just kept his distance, and they just had so much damage available to them. 2 fights in a row, we saw LGD almost come out with the win. And in the third one, it was LGD that won it.
I don't even blame JD Gaming for going in on that. There were 5v4 versus no Garvey. Like, who would say back off in that situation? You just have to give it to Kramer. He outplayed the heck out of the entire team.
I think as well, like, you know, Kramer outplayed it, but just the amount of resources that they had to invest in that Baron play, just from the redemption, the explosive cast to try to keep people away, all of these tools were just gone. And then all of a sudden they went, oh, we have a fight to fight. We actually have nothing left. And that's just when Kramer can just ricochet everyone away.
I just want to see those 2 team fights back to back again. I think what happened in the last one there was that JD Gaming actually tried to go up the ramp. They were like, this one's closer. And then Kramer walks back in and is like, oh, you took your eyes off me? Guess where I'm at. I'm still here.
Still here, and Kramer picks up a well-deserved MVP in that game as LGD go 1-0 up in this best-of-3 series. And 95.8% kill participation. It was all about the AD carry.
Damn, and 40% damage dealt in that one as well. You can see him like looking at the stats, very happy right there. Like,
he was like,
that's a good stat line.
Was that me? Was that me?
It's a very handsome stat line there. So
have to give an honorable mention though to Garvey. Garvey in the previous fights that played exceptionally well, dragged out these fights, made it so the side of JD Gaming could not get those very key fights and push in for any more.
Yeah, and overall, I really think that the LGD, sorry, I have so many problems with the names this time around. LGD is going to have a great time with this roster. I think they finally found their rhythm. This is the 14th place team going up against the 10th place in JD Gaming. And honestly, the only parts where JD Gaming beat them, I felt was the tempo calculations. Like, they had some good finds on those 2 Barons. If there's any team in the world that knows that you can take 2 Barons with just 2 members and 2 Drakes, I think it's JD Gaming, and they displayed that knowledge. But the team fight portion, it's dead even.
Dead even. We'll have to see if it is still even. We're going to go take a quick break. When we return, we'll have game 2 of this best-of-3 series. We'll see you soon.